Well, we didn't expect to be here, did we? Hey guys. Oh, I know. I didn't expect this video either. Oh, okay. I guess I should start from the beginning. So you saw how my pulse was acting up on Monday. So I did infusions 2 days early. Then you saw me on Tuesday. I said I was doing a lot better, and I was. And I was able to get my blood drawn and go to Walmart and be out, and I was fine. When I got home, I felt fine. Like, I didn't feel bad at all. So at 2 o'clock, because I increased my POTS med dose from 3 times a day to 4 times a day. So at 2 o'clock, I started the new dose. And about 45 minutes to an hour after I took it, like I mentioned, I got really, really tired. Like super, super, super tired. And I thought it was just my low blood sugar because I did have fries in my lunch, and sometimes that messes it up. And I ate protein and it didn't help. And then I had the thought, well, I should check my blood pressure, because there's kind of a list I go off of in my head mentally if I'm feeling bad and I don't know why. But my blood pressure was 75/42, I believe, and I don't remember my heart rate. It was in the 90s. I think it was in the 90s, I'm not sure. And just to give a little context, if you're not familiar with blood pressure, like what's normal, first of all, I've always been on the low end of the spectrum. So for what might be really low for you might be my normal. So by all means, do not reference off of my blood pressure. My blood pressure typically ranges between, I would say, 90, the top number being 99 through like 106, like that's kind of my range. And it was 75/42. And I took it, and you could kind of see at the end how I was starting to barely starting to stumble with my words. And I know it looked so dramatic with me going like on my desk, but that's literally all I could think to do. Like, I don't know why I didn't lay down immediately, I just did it. After the clip, I laid down and things got terrifying. Not only were we unable to keep up my blood pressure, but I had an episode of aphasia. Basically, it's when you can't form sentences when you're talking and whatever you say doesn't make sense. I had intense brain fog, oh my gosh. And this was bad brain fog. Like, I couldn't remember how to put pants on. I wanted to change my pants, apparently, and I didn't know how to change them. I got so weak that by the time my dad came home from work, he had to carry me to the bathroom, and that has not happened in years. Even like about a month ago or so, when I had a mito crash, landed back in the ER, I was able, with support, but I was able to walk to the bathroom right across the hallway, but I couldn't. I fell, and there was a lot of tears. I don't even know how to share how truly scary it truly was for me, because I didn't know what was going on, and my blood pressure wasn't going up at all, and that is not, with your blood pressure being that low, that is not a good thing. That is not okay. And so my mom ended up talking to my pediatrician, and my pediatrician wanted me to go straight to the ER because she said that is not normal. So I was the one who made the decision ultimately to go to the ER because I was terrified. And the thing is, with these symptoms, looking back at it now, we kind of know what it was, and looking back it made sense. But in that moment, one, we didn't know what was going on. Two, I could have had an infection, and with a port, that's something that I cannot risk not taking care of. And because my body is so complicated and complex, I manifest different things very differently. When I'm sick, I manifest it in different ways than the typical person. So that's why we were worried about an infection. We were worried about something happening, like we didn't know what. It was just very terrifying, and I went from like 0 to 100 within an hour. So anyways, long story short, we get there and they switched. I was on fluids also this whole time. I was on my maintenance fluids, so which is just like D5, and so they switched from like ours to the hospitals. I'm assuming it's a liability thing, so I had that, and then they did a bunch of tests on me. So they did blood work, they did blood sugar, all of that came back good. What else did I don't remember what else they tried, but like I would say like, see, I don't even know how long it was until I got out of the episode. I know like within an hour of getting there, I was already coming out of this like episode, but I was still I forgot to mention, I was extremely dizzy and woozy even when my blood pressure was back up. So yes, we eventually got my blood pressure back up. Thank goodness, I'm so grateful for that. But there's something still going on that was really concerning, and so they ended up calling my genetic doctor and consulting with him, and he said to put me on a bolus of D5, adding arginine into it. And if you have watched my hemiplegic migraine video, I take arginine for hemiplegic migraines, and that's what he said for them to put into the fluids. So that is what was put in, and that seemed to do the trick, and I was able to go home, so I wasn't admitted. We got to the ER at 7 p.m. Tuesday night, and then we got home around 4 a.m. Wednesday morning. So you're probably like, now, what exactly caused this episode? This terrifying episode? And the answer is a migraine. And you're probably thinking, a migraine, don't you just get pain? Like, sometimes you feel dizzy, sometimes you feel sick to your stomach, but like, that's the worst of it. And I'm here to tell you, unfortunately, it's not the worst of migraines, unfortunately. We're thinking it was a hemiplegic migraine episode. If you want to know more about hemiplegic migraines, I will list it up, and you guys can go watch that video to kind of understand it all. But basically, the symptoms I was presenting with are some of the symptoms that you can suffer within an episode. I've had hemiplegic migraine episodes in the past, obviously, but it has never, only once have I ended in the hospital because of it, and we're not even, anyways, I'm not going to get into that. That was like 4 years ago. But this was the first time like this, and it's been controlled since 2015. And this was just so out of the blue. And we now know it's actually had nothing to do with the POTS and the increase in my POTS med like we thought. So I've been taking the increase, and I've been fine, and it's been helping a lot with my POTS. So in true honesty, we don't know what exactly caused this migraine episode. Wednesday all day I was so much better. Like, the brain fog was like not like barely like it was on Tuesday, and the aphasia went away before we even left the hospital. My blood pressure was up, and I'm so grateful for that. I was still really weak on Wednesday, so I was doing better, but I definitely needed just a day to rest and not do school, so I did that. And then yesterday I felt like almost all the way back to normal, and today I'm kind of feeling back to my baseline. However, from here on out, I'm going to be very, very cautious. It's very easy for something to be triggered. So I think this is actually going to end up being a separate video, because I did not intend to make it this long, but I wanted to give you guys the full, complete context of like what happened. So it was terrifying, but I'm good, and I'm so grateful, and I'm not infusing anymore, and I'm getting back to myself. So thank you guys so much for oh my gosh, I can't speak. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to click that like button and subscribe down below, and click on the notification bell so you won't miss any videos I post. And I will see you on my next video. Bye guys.